Hey everyone, Travis here on day 2 of IEM San Jose with Wickd of Alliance, fresh off of his loss. What happened, Wickd? Let's just go straight into it.
So it's been a couple of hours. I wouldn't call it fresh anymore. I've kind of got over it. I'm not as sad anymore. I think we played good. We had fun games. Some people unformed here and there. It doesn't really matter. The games were fun. It was a tournament, but it wasn't that important of a tournament. So I had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Okay. So you had a good time. That's good. But what does this mean for Alliance? Is it just that you guys are getting ready to get into the LCS with Rekkles? Like, how do you feel about Alliance's performance here?
So I don't think the performance is important right here. I think what's important is more boot camp, how we practice, how the atmosphere and attitudes are, because that's what we wanted to fix with having Rekkles in the team. And I would say it's been very positive. Everyone's been happy, the practice have been very good, and the atmosphere in the team is very good, even though we lost.
Yeah, what was the deal with the boot camp? Because people know you flew over to North America, presumably because you couldn't find good competition in EU to practice against. So what was the deal with the boot camp?
So the main deal wasn't really that we couldn't find anybody in Europe to practice. Sure, it's nice to be here in the US because most of the teams playing in the tournament is from the US. But we could still find practice in Europe. We wanted to come here to practice because we want to ensure we weren't jet lagged. We want to be 5 together, which we couldn't do anywhere but US because we would have to go here anyways. And it was just the best possibility for us.
How long did you guys boot camp for?
We boot camped for 3 weeks. We actually were allowed to stay at Logitech's office. They gave us 24-hour badges for the office so we could go in and out whenever we wanted to. And we've been taken really well care of.
You said I thought you were about to say something else because you're like, they gave us 24-hour badges to go in there and we took. And I was like, they took all the stuff from the Logitech. Oh no, okay, you were taking care of.
We don't have to take anything from Logitech. If you want something, they're nice enough to give it to us.
There we go. There's a sponsor pimping, obligatory. I'm sure that your manager will be happy. Either way.
Well, to be honest, it's true. We got the UE booms, we got speakers, we got anything we want from them. They're super nice.
Fantastic. Anyway, the point is, I ask you all this stuff about boot camping because I've heard many pros say that you see the results of boot camping not immediately, but in the weeks following the boot camp. First off, do you think that's true? And if so, do you think that like the boot camping is going to help you when LCS starts in, I don't know, next month or so?
So I think the boot camp experience is very different depending on how the teams normally practice. Since we lived in a house together, boot camping is not as important because we're always 5 together regardless. But if you're sitting at home playing, which you did in the past, boot camp is very important to get together, hang out with your team, and just feel great with the team. And then you're going to feel confident in the team going into the games. But right now, since a lot of the teams at houses are always together, it's not as important anymore and doesn't have a big of effect.
Many people were expecting you to play Azir top because you were playing him so much. Was that just like a red herring to try to bait out like a ban, or why did you not do that?
So I once played Lissandra top. I once played Aurelia top, Maokai, Malphite, Rumble, and so on. I didn't want to play Azir top. I just played Azir because he's fun, and if I spammed him, I had good stats, because it's easy to get good stats in solo couldn't cast. Like, it's really easy. If I want to try hard, I can get good stats, and I can win the games. I just did that because maybe Cloud9 will ban it. Cloud9 even ended up banning Aurelia, who I was not supposed to play at all during this entire tournament, even if it was up.
So at least you baited out a ban from them, but not the right one, is what I'm hearing. So do you think Azir's not a viable top laner in competitive play?
I think Azir could be a viable top lane. He's strong in lane, he's good at ganking, he's good at doing what a top laner does. The problem with Azir is he doesn't have CC, he doesn't have what a top laner normally does in a team fight. So to have Azir work in top lane, you need a mid laner that brings what a top laner normally does, a lot of CC or tankiness.
All right, mystery solved. So many people have been talking to you guys about Rekkles. I know Nif did an interview the other day about it, and I'm sure everybody's talked about it. But this being your first big tournament with him, how did this pan out? Do you think that you guys still have a lot more work to do with him, or is he fitting in? Like, what are your thoughts on Rekkles on the team now that you've done this big tournament?
I love Rekkles. And I think we don't have to do any specific work with Rekkles. We have to do work with the team and improve the team as a whole.
So you don't think that there's a fitting him in as a piece kind of component to this at all?
If you watch the games today, most people would say Rekkles was one of the people playing the best. So I think he fit in pretty good.
Any comments on the Krepo possibly support thing that never really happened. And there was a Reddit thread, actually. I know people hate it when I bring up Reddit, but I found this one hilarious because it was like, let's show Alliance what we really want. Vote for who you think should be their support, Nif or Krepo. But yeah, any comments on that stuff?
I love Krepo. He's a great guy, and he's a good player as well. But I think mechanically, Nif will have an edge over him. And if Krepo had been our coach, he could bring everything he could as support that Nif can't bring. So I would have loved to have Krepo as a coach. He would fit right in there. He's a good person. He's really nice. He's organized. He's mature. Even for his age, he's not that old yet, but he feels like mature-wise, he could be 4 years older, for example. So he would be a perfect coach, and obviously he wouldn't be great from the beginning because everybody needs to learn it. It takes time. There's no really good coach in League yet. But he would be one of the first really talented people that could become one of the great coaches of League.
Nice. Is that what you want him to do, rather than like casting for Riot, which is pretty much at this point everyone knows is an option for him?
I don't care about Krepo casting for Alliance. Casting for Riot. He should come help us win championships. That should be his job, in my opinion.
Okay, that's a reasonable answer. Anything else that you would like to say to all of the fans out there who got to see the last ever match of Alliance in League of Legends history, potentially?
I love you guys. It's been great. You guys support us. Some of you hate on us too. That's all right as well, because it just motivates us to do better and prove you wrong.
What's the new name for your team? You can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports at ongamers.com.